What's going on, guys? We are live for another episode of Keeping It Blunt. Me and my brother Caleb here. Every Wednesday, we have been going 9 episodes strong now as of today. It's been such a phenomenal journey. We've been so excited to be able to come together, let loose, talk about everything in the world, news, pop culture, everything. So it's been such a phenomenal journey. And of course, we're always presented by Unwrapped Sports. Find us on unwrappedsports.com, Twitter and Instagram, Unwrapped Sports. Go subscribe to our YouTube at Unwrapped Sports as well. And you can go find us on Twitch. Please go check us out on all of our platforms. And very quickly, you always can see the ads down there at the bottom. All of our sponsors, make sure to go check that out for us. We very much appreciate that. And very quickly, if you are gambling, we do have March Madness coming up, guys. Go check out mybookie.ag with code USN100. Double your first deposit from $50 all the way to $1,000 with an extra sign-up bonus as well. You can see everything here. We have the bracket contest, sports book, live bets, casino, even horse racing if that's your thing. So yeah, mybookie.ag, USN100. Go double your money with us. We very much appreciate that. Caleb, what up, brother? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Dealing with a little family drama today, so that was fun to deal with. But sometimes you gotta be the mediator in the family relationship.
We've all been there, man.
So I had a lot of that going on today. I had to spend like an hour and a half away from work, try to calm some nerves and calm some anxiousness around some family things going on. But other than that, man, I'm great. Living the life, loving my car. Got new parts for that. Got new koozies for my Florida State show. Tribaholics, guys. So you can check those out as well. We're gonna be having those online. I had a great mail week, man. A lot of good mail. My buddy's getting married. Got the save the date card in the mail for that. So I'm in life right now,
buddy. Let's go. That's huge.
I know it's huge news. I'm repping my boy Patrick Williams tonight for a rookie for the Bulls. Thought it was a jersey night, man. I just thought I'd come out and rock a jersey since you usually rock the sleeveless shirts.
Yeah, I said I rock sleeveless way too much. I need to not just put sleeves on. I need to go full hoodie tonight. I need to just cover myself up. I'm getting ridiculous. And if I got to shout out anyone, E-United right here, it's my uncle's e-gaming company. So they always ball up with Call of Duty and, gears and all that stuff. So shout out to E-United too. So we got a hell of a show for you guys today. Lots of crazy shit that went down this last week. If you missed our last episode with the Fantasy Football Hustler, we were not talking fantasy football. We were talking to our boy Alex, everything except fantasy football life. We grew our shit list together, talked about everything that people have been doing wrong throughout the world and really dissected a few things there. But today we do have some melancholy type of topics as well, but a lot of fun things to talk about. Like always, keeping it blunt, we give you a little bit of everything. And we appreciate everybody coming hanging with us every single Wednesday so far. Again, check us out, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. We're everywhere right now. So we're going to start it off a little bit different this time. We have, what are you smoking on before our Puff Puff Pass? And I'm going to see, Caleb, you got a special strain today. I know you switched up guys, so let's see what they got.
Caleb's hit 225 for reps on shoulder press. You got to get those shoulders working, baby.
He's got to work out enough for the two of us. That's
yeah, apparently Perry just works out. I mean, I got a Snapchat from Chris the other day, and Perry was like still passed out in bed at like noon. I got to make up, for both of us at some point. I got to give some love to you. I wish I could just send some to you over there in LA, but
yeah, I'll take some mass. I'll take some mass. Some gains in a bottle.
Get you on that regimen. Got to get you on that regimen.
You send it from sending it straight from Gainesville. Like, ooh, that's a package from my boy Caleb.
Appreciate that love though, Christian, man. Next I gotta start shooting my shot in DMs. Just sending pics or something like that. But yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you what I'm smoking on. Tell you what I'm drinking on. Not sure what I'm smoking on, honestly, but it's very naturally flavored, so a lot of grass. We can get that nice little grass flavor in it.
Is that good?
What, this?
The grass flavor? Is that good?
Yeah, I mean, I like every once in a while, not like all the time, but you get that nice natural, flower flavor. It's nice. It's just overall it's a decent weed. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's good stuff. But I've got my go-to as always, King Palm. So if King Palm, if you're watching, you know,
Sponsor
sponsor
us.
us. We're still waiting on a reply, so we'll see how that goes. But eventually it's gonna work out. Both sides, we can work something out. It's not gonna be too hard. I've also got my trusty bowl over here to the side, as always, for later in the show. I tend to break that out. And I went with some interesting beers this week, man. I've got the Sweetwater 420 strain pack. So it's, a little haziness, a couple of,
On brand.
THC
I love that.
flavors, marijuana flavors in it. Right now, the one I've got popped right now is called Trainwreck. So that's a good one. I've got the G13
I'm
IPA
so impressed. Those are some awesome names. What a great
on deck.
branding.
And then I've got the Jack Herrer
Jack
Harvest.
Herrera. Woohoo! I love
Yeah,
it.
so we're set for the night on drinks. We're set for the night on weed, man. What are you smoking on, Perry? Always forget to ask you that.
I have Godfather OG, the Godfather OG, and Christian's funny since we bought this weed together. So he smokes the same thing as I do, and he knows we smoke the best of the best here in Cali. But appreciate the trolling. And shout out to everyone that came in. Shout out to everyone. Monique, hell yeah, we're on those gains. We got Christian showing us that love. Really appreciate it. Siggy, what up? What's up, my dude? Appreciate it. But I'm on that Godfather OG today. I'll be smoking out of the trusty bong today for myself, and I don't have any alcoholic beverages. I actually have a coffee. It is from a local spot. It's called Cochata, and it's coffee. It's the really strong coffee, rum chata. So it's like a cinnamon kind of coffee. I don't know. I've been falling in love with it the last couple of weeks since someone put me on. So I need that. I've had a long day. As you know earlier, I'm not a big drinker, right? But
Bro, yeah, you're telling me about
I
this.
got my vaccine today, guys. I'm gonna Pfizer gang. What's up, guys? We got #1 in the books. Super pumped about it. Besides the third nipple that I'm growing in the middle of my chest, no side effects so far. So I'm doing fucking well. Yeah, so I mean, it's all straight. I'm pumped, and I celebrated a little bit today. It's the only day I'm gonna have off all week, pretty much. So I stopped to get myself some breakfast to go at a place down the street. They have these mimosas they give you in a mason jar. So I ordered all that to go, brought it home with me, finished the whole mason jar while smoking bowls. I was feeling great. I was laying down a little bit. So that was my day. I already had a nice fade, so I'm bringing the coffee just in case. And of course, we got Big Bertha here with some Godfather OG to carry us through the night. So we're pumped. We're going to start off the show a little differently this time. We're going puff, puff, pass right in the beginning for you guys. We'll see if you prefer that a little bit better, break it into some deep conversation before going into the topics here. But we got puff, puff, pass today. If you guys are not familiar with the game that we play here, you puff on 2 things, you pass on 1. So we're going to present 3 options in the same category. Every week it's different. And you'll pick one that you can live without. The other 2 you're going to puff on. So just like in this rotation, Caleb and I today are going to be figuring out which ones we're going to take, which ones we're going to leave behind. Today, we have Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Captain Crunch, and Lucky Charms, which I think is a formidable 3. This is a hell of a defensive line if you're running out of that scheme here. So if you had to puff on 2, which 2 are you puffing on? Which one are you passing on, Caleb?
No, see, I'm throwing it back to you here. I want to hear yours first
Ooh.
because you always ask me first. So I'm gonna reverse card from Uno on you, and you're about to hit this before I do because I want to see what your thought process is.
Monique's got this. I'm going to let her reveal my first one. I am the captain. So Captain Crunch, 100% #1. That is my favorite.
Why Captain Crunch #1?
I don't know exactly why, but definitely the berry kind. I'm going to clarify that. Captain Crunch berry, not just like the regular. So that would need to be clarified if I had to pick. It has to be that one for me for sure. And then I'm going to go Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I'm going to pass on Lucky Charms today. Although they're magically delicious, they're getting magically passed by your boy today. So what are you taking, Caleb?
I am taking #1 overall Cinnamon Toast Crunch because you can't beat a Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's just got all the flavor. Like you don't even need a lot of milk in this cereal. You need just
Caleb just eats it straight out of the box.
Yeah, no, I don't. But I mean, you fucking could, honestly. Like that shit's so good. You could eat that shit straight out of the box if you wanted to. But I mean, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you can't beat it out of these three. I'm sure everybody's got a different opinion, but Cinnamon Toast Crunch just smacks, bro. That's what I grew up on from like when I was like a child. So like that was my shit. I loved it. And then my other puff is going to be on Lucky Charms, man. So obviously I'm passing on Captain Crunch.
Wow, I'm hurt. I don't know why I'm hurt.
Puffing hard on Lucky Charms, bro. Those marshmallows just hit different, man. You can't. Who would have ever thought marshmallows in a cereal? Like what? That's why they're magically delicious.
It's because they're high. They were high on a show, keeping it blunt, something just like this. They said, you know what's going to be extra magic?
And it works, bro. No, don't short homie Will.
Short homie Will, you're on my side. I'm the one that passed on Lucky Charms today, so I'm going.
Is that true?
Is that true? Do you change your
changes ad? I see you. I see you.
I feel you, bro. I passed on those Lucky Charms today. Caleb's
okay. I'm all over the Lucky Charms. Captain Crunch is good, bro, especially the berry kind. Don't get me wrong, but
okay.
You know, you got to take into account, the regular Captain Crunch, and it is good. It's got a nice little sweet flavor to it. It's nice, and the Captain does do it upright, but you got to go with Lucky Charms here. You don't.
I feel like this is a great three. This is a solid three.
You don't add marshmallows into a cereal without knowing that it's bomb it's bomb as fuck, bro. Like you just don't do that. So like Lucky Charms gets the second puff for me. I'm sorry, Captain. I love you, but Captain Crunch is going out.
You're getting passed on, Captain. Fuck, man. I don't know why I'm hurt, but I'm hurt. But Captain's so important to me. That was a great way to start the show. We're going to keep up ass in the beginning, break it down with some lively conversation before heading in to a little bit of a deeper talk here. We do have some trending news, of course. Talk about everything going on with life. That's movies, TV shows, music, pop culture, drama, a little bit of sports. And no matter what's going on, we're here to deliver that news to you with some, what would you call it? Keeping it blunt, those blunt opinions that we have here. And the higher we get, I think the funner we get as well. So we're gonna start off with a little bit more serious ones before getting into a little bit more fun. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry and the royal family drama. So this one's pretty wild. My majority of my family is from England. So my father grew up in London. So I have a connection there of some sort, although I was born and raised in America. So I don't really feel a certain way about it in difference to what you would feel, of course. I think we're all looking at it from an outside perspective, but it's interesting because I've heard different perspectives historically of the royal family from people that I know that have been to England or lived in England. And it's interesting to see all their opinions on the family as a whole. And now seeing things like this happen, I'm going to throw this to you, Caleb, for your initial reaction and really dissect the situation for our people here. Really what went down on that Oprah interview?
Excuse me, guys, while I take a hit of my keep bomb here, but so there's an Oprah interview. Obviously, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were a part of that because that's what we're talking about here. But there was concerns over the birth of their son Archie and whether his skin was going to be too dark, which shouldn't be a problem anyways. But that was like the main thing that I took away from it. Other than that, like Meghan was looked down upon. There's a lot of bullying. There's bullying accusations against Meghan Markle and some of her people. So that's a separate type of topic. But when it came to the likes of, racism within the royal family and people who are associated in there with the royal family, it was a large to-do. And, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle went on Oprah and kind of put it out there to the world. And that's probably the first time that we've, seen it at that scale, to that level. But at the end of the day, man, it didn't surprise me. Like if that surprised you about the royal family, then you must have not paid attention to like history of the royal family or anything about the royal family, because they're old school. That's how they are. That's what they're going to do. And yeah, it's not right, but it shouldn't surprise you nonetheless that is something that became a topic of conversation within the family with Prince Harry, with his wife and and Meghan Markle. And then they were also saying that, or Meghan had said that they were not going to give their son Archie the title
I
or,
saw that.
the recognition of being
Or
seventh in line,
the security detail.
or the securities, right, to be the seventh in
Mhm.
line to the throne of the royal family. And there's no basis off of that. Kid's unborn, kid hasn't done anything. And just based off of the fact that Meghan Markle is an African American woman and their baby is going to be mixed, and you're worried about the skin color of the child. And that should be the least of your worries. Should be trying to, once the child is born, be able to raise it properly, be able to raise it to be a part of the royal family, and be able to expand your diversity of your royal family that is generations and generations deep. And the fact that this is coming out now, it doesn't surprise me it's coming out now either. It's just like, why is this the first time we're hearing about it? But you look back and it's just the same thing over and over again. There's a specific type of woman that has to marry one of the princes or vice versa. So it doesn't surprise me in the least bit. Is it kind of shocking that it's been coming out now? Yeah, I feel like it probably could have sooner, but it's out there now, and it's not shocking to me is ultimately what I would say, because like it was big news to everybody else, and like Oprah was like, oh, like what? And I'm like, Oprah, you know better than that. Like you know that shit is like that in the world.
I was shocked at the fact that they went on to Oprah. I was shocked that this was a whole thing like that. I wasn't aware that this was premeditated. I didn't hear promo for it or anything like that, but it was pretty wild to see that it was so out in the open like that with Oprah, who's one of the, if not the biggest on-air personality that we have in America. What's going on, guys? What's up, Matt? How are you, brother? How we doing on this fine Wednesday? We're always great on these fine Wednesdays. We're smoking. We're talking all things life. We're talking all things pop culture, music, sports, everything that you want while talking, getting high, drinking a little bit. How are we not happy? I got vaccinated today, my boy Matt. I'm pumped. Drank a little bit. Yeah, we're pumped. We're here. We're living.
We're out here living, Matt. We're out here
living our best life. We appreciate you coming and spending it with us too, my friend. I mean, again, shocked. This was way out in the open with Oprah like this. But they're an old school regime. They are a royal family. They're still going with a monarchy. This is definitely old school. It's not a democracy where, although our system is flawed, we are a system of the people. We have some say. We are able to make decisions in some regard, or at least have some influence. So, I think it's expected. I think a little bit like you said, for me, you knew Meghan was Black from the beginning. So why is this an issue when now she's pregnant? If you were that racist, if you have that much of an issue with it, how do you even let her into your guys' circle in the first place? And the fact that we're even having that conversation of the type of people there, that's absolutely pathetic. I don't care what level you're on in society. If that's
the thing is there easily could have been.
But royalty to the bottom, like racism is racism. There's no way around that. Anti-Semitism is anti-Semitism. Like at the end of the day, these remarks are valid regardless of how big you are. I think me and you can agree with that one. And I think it was good for them because what I saw too, and I'll take a second to get deep like I feel like I do every show. She mentioned being suicidal. A couple of times. I OD'd before. I've had thoughts like that in the past before too, before I get my life together. I always stay transparent with you guys. I keep it 100% blunt because I tell you the struggles that I've gone through. And I love seeing that she's being open with that too, because there might be another girl out there or another boy out there that's struggling with that right now. And seeing someone being transparent who they might look up to, and I'm not calling that me maybe, but someone like Meghan Markle or someone in the public eye that maybe they haven't done something inspirational that they want to model their life after, but it's a public figure and they have influence over some of these younger people and they're thinking about killing themselves. Suicide, the worst thing in the world. And hearing someone speak out about that sometimes might make them think differently. It might make them take a step back and realize that another day is a good day. And there are people out there that love you. So straight up, anybody out there always dealing with depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, I don't care who you are. Hit me up, hit up somebody near, call the suicide hotlines, do whatever it is that you got to do to get a handle over that because you're important. Very much so. People love you, and tomorrow is going to be a better day than it was today. That's all I can say for you there. And ever want to talk, I am here 24/7. DMs open. If you want to get my number, I'll give it out like a slut. I don't give a shit. Anybody can take it. Take my number. I want to be a guy for you because I know it's great to have someone there, even if you don't know them. And if you don't feel comfortable coming to someone like me, find that person in your life. Go to them. I will not stress that enough. So shout out to Prince Harry, who was able to be a bigger man than his family, who was able to really stand by his wife, stand by his family, and stand for what's right. And
you look at what Prince Harry has done in his past, from his time serving in the military,
right.
And the reaction. Everybody's seen the video of his reaction when he sees his boys being called to duty, and he's doing an interview. He immediately sheds the wire and just takes off after him.
I remember that.
To probably fuck some shit up because he was like deeply into the military. So like, he is a stand-up guy. He's going to stand for what he believes in, and he's very passionate about things he believes in. And one of those things is your wife. And for him to sit there and be able to go up against his own family and back the woman that he loves, who's carrying his child, is fantastic. I commend him wholly for being able to do that. But I just wanted to go back, and you guys know Prince Harry is going to do this. Prince Harry was always different than the family that he was, born and raised by.
Yeah.
He just always resembled me because the royal family told him not to. Why are you going to war? I mean, you can go into the military, but why are you doing stuff on the lines? Why are you
going to war? Why are you marrying an American? Why are you marrying someone that's not white? We're going to put it straight just like that. That's how they're coming at this man. And he is not okay with that. And I applaud you for that because you're a better man than your family is. And I think the royal family just got exposed. I'm not about to get drastic and say this is the end of the royal family. It is so set like that in England that I don't think the amount of cancel culture that we throw there will do something. But I will say the cracks are now starting to show, and I wouldn't be surprised, not for a revolution, but for the people to be more vocal, for certain people that reside in England to not be, or really the United Kingdom to not be happy with this whatsoever. So we'll move on from that. And it's a crazy one into another one. I don't want to spend too much time on really, but Myers Leonard last night. And before I start going, I'm fully Jewish, bar mitzvah, grandfather survived the Holocaust. So I'm pretty proud of my roots and my heritage. And I think it's, definitely fucked up, but I'm going to speak on this from multiple angles, I think. So with Myers Leonard, he's a professional basketball player for the Miami Heat, if you guys don't know who this guy is, and also is a gamer. And I'll call him a professional gamer because he's sponsored and has not played with the Heat much this season either with injuries. So with that, he's had more time on his hands to be able to do more of this gaming stuff. So sponsored gamer last night got sniped from afar and, pretty much sent back something. I'll be very explicit here, called this guy a kike. And again, you remember I'm Jewish and fully, I'm not saying it's okay for me to use that word. I never would, but I wanted you guys to know, if you didn't hear this, to know exactly what happened there. And, it definitely was not good whatsoever. Immediately got canceled by his sponsorship for gaming, and immediately the Heat take a full investigation, have him away from the team. So immediately that's what happened. For opinion, it's fucked up. Anti-Semitism, racism is anti-Semitism, and it is racism. I don't care who you are, how powerful you are, where you are in the country, out of the country. If you're a fucked up person, I think you're a fucked up person. And personally, I think, and Connie says that's COD for you. Exactly. But again, this is a public figure. This is someone that has eyes on him at all times. And, it doesn't matter who you are, but if this was just a 17-year-old who was angry in his room playing COD, it wouldn't be this national big deal. Like, Anthony said, video game culture is a different beast, and you can't be ignorant to that. I think you have to be, realize that that's a thing, but it doesn't make it right, and doesn't make certain words and verbiage to use that would be okay, in any situation. So personally, I think it was a mistake. I'm not going to let it define him completely as a man, but it was a bad mistake to say you don't really know what the meaning of those words mean. I think the word, you said the word, so clearly it was in your vocabulary. You didn't just pull that out of your ass. So I think at that point now, I'd like to see him educate himself like Deshaun Jackson did with Julian Edelman and continue to take steps forward there. But the guy stood for the national anthem during the bubble, and now he's let this word out. So for what do we say on the show a lot of the time? When there's smoke, there's fire. And I'm going to take the assumption that if didn't meaning this towards anyone in specific, it was in his vocabulary, and he did know what this meant, and he let it fly. And he took like 3 seconds to think about what.
That's what I was going to point out.
He paused hard. So
that's what I was going to point out. Is the most damning part of it to me, because like if you just said it off of like a whim, it's not understandable, but it's like, okay, like it just flew out, like, you know, like
I don't know. It's still
not right. I'm not saying that, but like, you know, the fact that he paused to think, you know, what else do you pause for?
What else were you gonna say? Like, what worse thing did you have to stop yourself?
Right, and like that's the whole part that gets me is like you pause to say something like that. There's no reason for you to pause to say something like that. You shouldn't say something like that at all in the first place. But yeah, I mean, I agree with Connie. I've been in multiple lobbies before, and there's a lot of shit that's said on there, whether it's, you know, anti-gay or things of that nature. Like, there's a lot of shit that's said on those servers, and so like if you're playing those games, you gotta be prepared for it. But in the position that Myers Leonard is in, you can't, and like, you got to know that you're bigger than that. You know, you're bigger than anything that gets you through a video game. You can't say something like that. And you took the time to come up with one of the more unique words that people could use against somebody. You know, like it's like it wasn't even something that's used every day. It was like, yeah, and
he dug deep in the vocabulary for that one.
Right, and it's like there's no. I don't even know
I'll say it here. So
how do you explain it?
As a Jewish man, I'm not necessarily like offended that he was saying this to me, and I'm going to run away with it like that. But I am, you know, I am going to look at it at a point where I'd like this man to educate himself. I think I'm at a point. In my life,
I definitely agree with that. I love the Julian Edelman thing.
I think I'm on a Julian Edelman kind of mindset nowadays. It's not that this makes anything acceptable for me. I look at mistakes as mistakes, and they vary in how bad they could be, but it's the aftermath. Everything is how situations are handled, how you're able to grow from the situation. I'm not saying he'll ever recover from this. I don't know if he will or not. I'm not here to speak on that. But regardless, having a slip up like this shows that you have room to grow as a person. So take whatever steps necessary to get to a point where you feel like you are able to think right and you're able to be a functioning member of society that's not really offending people or, you know, using your public for anything like this or using your platform for anything like this. You know, I think whatever he needs to do, he needs to do. But I'm not going to talk on it anymore. I'm not outraged, but as a Jewish man, it's not something nice to see whatsoever. It pissed me off a little bit for sure. And I I commented something very respectfully on someone's Twitter, you know, and it's crazy because people are so fucked up out there. I literally commented something so respectfully. I got 2 DMs today calling me a kike. It was crazy. I immediately reported both people. That's the world out there, and I don't get it that bad. Like, I'm a white man in this country, and I'm not ignorant to the fact that other people are facing such terrible fucking things, and we need to grow as a society. And everyone that knows me knows how accepting and how my views. But you know, as a Jewish man, you can't see that from the outside. You don't know that's not a race. That's a religion, and you know it's different. You know, so I think it definitely was a little shell shocking. I wasn't a fan. But I'm not ready to burn him at the stake necessarily. But I'm not here for his apologies and shit either. Like, do your thing. I
need to see some progress. Yeah, I need some progress in showing me that you're trying to, you know, better yourself. And
I'm not here for the PR. I'm not here for the PR apology, and I'm not going to continue talking about this forever either. You know, because I feel like, you know, again, we've touched on it pretty well. So you know, hopefully this is something that can, like you mentioned, he can grow from, and we can continue to not have this shit happen in society from all perspectives. I think it just needs to stop.
It does. And I mean, we'll go back to the Meghan Markle thing for a little bit because Piers Morgan just left the Good Morning Britain show. He actually just walked off the set while it was live.
Crazy. I heard that
video. Backing, doubling down on his comments about Meghan Markle. I've known Piers Morgan to be, if you've grown up watching or known or have even watched Piers Morgan a little bit, kind of
He's
an idea that
intense.
Piers Morgan is kind of intense guy.
He's intense.
He's respectable for the connections that he does have on a whole lot of different levels. So I do give him that. But you also know him as being kind of a shady, type of character. You just look at Piers Morgan, some of the things, the way he goes about getting his information sometimes kind of low, and
Sure.
but he's good at it. So if that's the case, then that's the case. But interesting that he's backing up his comments. I didn't get to see the comments that he initially made against Meghan Markle or anybody like that, but I'm sure they weren't anything swell at all.
Yeah, I didn't see him either, but we'll just mark that under you should shut your mouth kind of category. Clearly,
Piers has always been loudmouthed. Everybody knows that. So, it is what it is. He's off the show now for good. So that's happened. And, I guess he's just going to keep doing Piers Morgan things, trying to find and start different shows and just random shit that he does. But
yeah, absolutely. And shout out to Mark. He commented on my Facebook stream, so it's not going to show up on our StreamYard, but he actually said pass on Lucky Charms. And then, of course, Robbie from Rum Boys, our boy over there, said dilly dilly. Cheers to you, bro. We appreciate you coming in always and showing that love, man. You're the guy. So yeah, Piers Morgan, crazy, walking off the set, a lot of crazy shit going down. And like you mentioned, it ties back to our first topic, which was, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. So we'll move on to Vanessa Bryant, who wins the case against the deputies who shared Kobe's crash photos.
Good for her. Why?
The fact that this even had to be a case, the fact that this was even an action, just is
not only that, but the fact that these cops were so willing to share these photos is beyond. Yeah, that's not your job to do. You don't go out and share. Yeah, it can be cool, but that's personal information. And if that was you, would you want that happening? No, absolutely not.
That's like the worst. That's the worst moment of your life.
First place.
For Vanessa Bryant, that's the worst moment of her life, and you're gonna go share that all around and send it around like they're nudes. Like, what's going on there? Like, you need to check yourself as a person, because that's not the right move at all in that situation. And you're 100% right. Shout out to Vanessa Bryant for taking them down in this debate, in this case, and she went full at it too. So. She's serious. She's an awesome woman, such a powerful woman, not going to take any shit, and took them all the way to court and totally won this case. So shout out to the Bryant family, and rest in peace to the Bean, of course, always. So we're going to move on to what Kobe would have loved, the All-Star game. Loves his basketball there. And we're going to move on to what
was going to happen. Did we all know that what was going to happen in that All-Star game?
Team LeBron was the lock of a century. Like, I bet that personally, that was the lock of the century. As soon as Kevin Durant said, I don't want to piss Kyrie Irving off and I'm going to pick him first, it was all downhill from there, because LeBron already had a head start with him picking. And when they went out there, they absolutely murdered them.
Well, when he got Giannis and Steph, I was like, it's over.
It's over. And then he continued to bulk this roster up more and more and more.
He got Dame. He got the two best shooters in the NBA.
LeBron was eating a chocolate bar like halfway through the game on the bench.
He played like 4 points. Like, he didn't give a fuck to be there.
He didn't care.
Do your thing. Like, fuck it. Like, let the shooters shoot and Giannis just drive to the basket.
That was cool though. I love seeing Steph and Dame in the same backcourt. I would pay for that personally.
I would pay for LeBron and Steph, and I would pay for Dame and Steph too.
Yeah, that was legit. I was all for that.
What does that say about LeBron's GM futures.
I mean, he's going to be wheeling, dealing for the rest of his life. He absolutely is going to run it. He's going to own a team.
Put together a team. He can put together a team. It's
Yeah.
obvious. He's 4-0 in the All-Star game. Like,
people want to be around him. He has his own gravitational pull. So that extends to when he's not a player as well. When he takes over a team, for example, people are going to want to be in his presence, even if that's not playing basketball. Just his mind, how he sees the game, how he sees business. You're going to see players not just wanting to play with him, but play for him. And it's going to continue to when he doesn't play basketball anymore. And I don't think he does that right off the bat. He'll enjoy retirement and his family and do all of his business ventures for a long time. And then I think a little bit later on in his life, he'll buy a team like a Cuban, or he'll just step into a general manager role like a Larry Bird, for example. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, I thought Giannis played the best game I've seen in such a long time from anyone in the All-Star game. He did not miss a shot. Not one shot did he miss.
Off the back. Do you see the the 3-pointer off the backboard? And then he hit one from the corner. And he was like, oh.
I know. And he wasn't missing. He was on fire. So he definitely deserved that All-Star MVP, I'd say. And there's a first look at Space Jam as we talk about LeBron James, who is the star of that here. Take it away with your opinions on the reboot. Are you excited for it personally?
I'm excited for it. I mean, I'm a big Space Jam, the original Space Jam fan, and I'm a big LeBron fan. So obviously, I'm excited for it. I think the CGI is crazy. I mean, LeBron's hairline looks perfect, bro. Like
that's what's impressive here is what they did to his hairline. That's so
bro, have you seen it? Like, have you zoomed in? They made that shit look like real hair, bro. Like real, like actual hair. It's crazy. But the CGI, the characters look great. I'm expecting big things from this. We'll see. They desexualized Lola Bunny. So like that's been the big news on Twitter. But other than that, I haven't really seen much other than the photos that everybody else has seen.
Yeah, I'm pulling up a little trailer for everyone. I won't have volume here as we continue to talk, but you'll be able to see it in the background a little bit. They did desexualize Lola. I don't know why that is such a big deal. I feel like people are freaking out about that and are legitimately. It's so weird. I like the meaning. What they tried to do here, or what they did here, was trying to make a strong female character who, first off, is the second most skilled besides LeBron James on that team. And is wearing the same gear as everybody else. Like WNBA players aren't wearing crop tops and running around, slapping each other's ass. Like they're serious athletes. They get paid a lot of money and they look the part, they play the part. That's what they are. They're amazing. And I feel like Lola Bunny is a perfect representation there to why would she be any different than the other players there, especially you're making a reboot in 2021. You want to make sure that all women feel not just supported, but empowered. So to have a powerful lead figure, I think is cool. And it's crazy because we're talking about this just from an animation standpoint, but that's what kids would watch. Kids are going to love the cartoon aspect of this and the Space Jam aspect of this. So a lot of kids are going to watch this. And there was a reason why Lola Bunny was labeled a sex figure of the animation world, which is so weird to say out loud. And they're not branding it like that anymore. So why would they have to do that? No dudes rocking around with their fucking bulge sticking out. It's not like you see fucking Bugs Bunny's 8-inch cock going down in a carrot formation. Like they're not trying to fucking do that to us. So why are they fucking sexualizing Lola Bunny? I don't know. So Pepe is canceled. Yeah. We're going full respect woman forever kind of thing. That's how we're getting.
It's a good idea, but I mean, you look back on it and like how Lola Bunny, it's just different for a lot of people, I guess, is what they're like kind of coming from in that sense. But like,
I feel that.
I mean, even the like past Lola Bunnies, even before that, they were sexualized in that way too. But like again, like you said, it's a different day, and it needs to be more accepting, along the lines of all females, no matter what you do or how you look or anything like that. So I don't care, ultimately it's gonna be
I don't give a fuck.
She's still fucking Lola Bunny, got the same personality and shit. So be happy.
Yeah, 100%. So are you a Last Chance U fan?
I just watched the first episode, bro.
Like of the football one?
No. I've watched all the football ones.
Okay, so you're a Last Chance U fan in general,
Yeah,
though, right?
yeah. I just watched the first episode of the basketball one.
All right,
Is that what
break
you're
it
about to
down.
get into?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that what
break it
you're about
down.
to get into?
Yeah, break it
Oh, it's
down.
pretty
So
good.
where is it located? I'm pretty sure it was in LA. Let me know
Yeah,
a little bit. I haven't broke it out yet.
It's LA. I'm trying to think of like where in LA. I can't think of it right now, but I'll probably remember it. It's either North Central or North College or something like that, I think. But dude, one of the point guards, like a drop down from UTEP. One of their forwards is a drop down from Penn State. They just dropped back down to the junior college level. So like they're a pretty stacked team, and they got like a center that just blocks shots all the time. But like, I mean, it's pretty the same thing. It's like a bunch of guys who are trying to like make it, big, like the football ones. They're trying to make it big. They're trying to move back up. Excuse me, move back up, move back up into the D1 level, and get back into the league and try and get into the league somehow. So I mean, it's pretty much like you look at the independents, Last Chance U's or things like that. It's the same thing. Some of the other players aren't necessarily as good, but they've got their highlights. They've got like 4 or 5 good ones. So pretty much the whole starting lineup's really good for the first episode. So the coach is, pretty eccentric. He's different, off the walls, like he throws fits. So it's pretty funny. So spoilers, guys, if you're here for not wanting to learn about the first episode, I'm sorry, but yeah, it's pretty good. You have to watch it. It's nice. If you like basketball, you like it.
I love the stories you hear from them and stuff too. And hopefully at some point, I think I might be able to interview Dakota Allen from a connection. So I'd be very excited about that. But yeah, this is cool. I'm pumped. I love my hoops. So I'm going to go check out Last Chance U. Everybody go tune into that. It's live on Netflix. Here's what we're talking about now, guys. The Patrick Starr Show.
Do you see this, bro?
It's crazy. It's wild. I feel like the animation is definitely not different
It's
I thought
on
it would be.
point, bro.
Yeah, I thought it'd be all changed because with the new SpongeBob movie, they have it like looking really weird. It looks so, I don't want to say like it looks so clear and defined. It definitely looks very weird with the new SpongeBob movie. It looks like they tried too hard to use new CGI, and then now
like redid it. Yeah,
this is dope. So yeah, I mean, I'm pumped for it. I think it's going to be great for kids. SpongeBob, the actual show, is about to get a big boost in viewership again for people going to watch replays with their kids and nostalgia reasons, going to watch SpongeBob, then watch the Patrick Starr Show, watch the new movie. Nickelodeon's doing a fantastic job branding SpongeBob with its longevity. It's been lasting forever, which is absolutely crazy. And
it used to be different when we were kids, though.
I mean, it's so subtle with the analogies to real life and subtleties. Humor. It's crazy. When you watch it as an adult, SpongeBob is savage. SpongeBob is
savage, bro.
Is so direct, and you're watching like, what, SpongeBob? And as a kid, you're like, ha, like he's pink, bubbles.
Not knowing what the fuck that means.
Yeah, it's a squirrel, but it's all fucking straight out. They're keeping it blunt from as a young age. So I thought that was great. I don't think that they can do the exact same stuff nowadays that they used to, but it's all hidden in cartoons and no one had a problem with it before. I've never seen anyone about canceling SpongeBob. Hope no one tries to go do that, but the Patrick Show is...
If Dave Chappelle's show is on Netflix, you can't cancel SpongeBob.
Like, come on, like, please. So this Patrick Show, it's here. We'll catch you guys up when we see more on that. Shout out to Patrick.
It's absolutely wild, bro. I never thought I would see a spin-off for Patrick like ever in my life.
So speaking of Nickelodeon, we are going to move into some NFL because they have innovated even more so to where the Nickelodeon had a wild card game, the Bears and the Saints last year, and I'm sure they'll ink another deal to try and do that again.
I watched the whole game.
I did too. I thought it was very interesting, and
I love the flying touchdowns. I wish there was more touchdowns.
I can just imagine having a son. I'm not blessed with that yet, but imagine having a son at a young age, and that's my way to watch the game and get him into football at a younger age because he sees the visuals like that. It isn't as bland. I think that's phenomenal. The way that they had young Sheldon popping up. I thought was fantastic. Although some people looking at it from a professional lens thought it was annoying and childish. It's fucking Nickelodeon. They're trying to relate to this.
What did you watch when you were a kid?
If you want to go snore and listen to analytics, go to fucking CBS or Fox, but they're on Nickelodeon for a reason, for the slime and all the fun and the kid analysts on the field. I thought it was phenomenal. I can't wait to see him do some more, but we're going to move into some a quick NFL topic or two here. And I'm going to start with this one because Dak got paid. You know, I'm a Cowboys fan here.
That's your boy.
Man, I've been sweating this out for like 6 months.
Time, Jerry.
This out for like 6 months. Hell yeah, man.
You done it 3 years ago. Look at the money he would have saved, bro.
Sure, absolutely. Corey said it best in our group chat yesterday. He was talking about the contract with it being paid a lot up front and having so much being cash based. You are able to move that around and get the cap space spread out throughout, you know, a few years. And you do have outs, you know, within the first 3 years for both sides. So at that point, you can renegotiate. So definitely. NFL, people don't understand. They see these big numbers. It's Pat Mahomes. It's 10 years, $1 quadrillion. And in reality, it can really be, after I saw the math yesterday on this video, it can end up being 6 years, $184 million with extra incentives and bonuses and things like that. But it's all theoretical. And obviously at that point, they created something where every year he's on the Chiefs, his salary for the following year locks in, and it happens every year, which has never happened before. It only has happened like where you got like a 1 year deal. That's why
if you have a franchise guy and the franchise guy wants to be the franchise guy.
Dak, baby. Dak is back. Let's go. What's the better option for you? You paid market value. Blame the market. Blame inflation if you don't understand how inflation works.
You got paid. Good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Go check it out. So we have
it's just a typical Jerry fuck up, in my opinion.
So, I mean, there's free agency and franchise tags. Really, were there any free agency moves or franchise tag moves that stood out to you so far? We really don't have to touch on this too much, but
Aaron Jones is interesting with Green Bay. They're trying to sign him to a new deal, so that's pretty interesting. Apparently, Godwin was a big deal. I didn't think it was a big deal that the Bucs franchise Godwin. I felt like I knew that was going to happen. Trying to think other notable ones.
The one I'll bring up is Allen Robinson getting trapped in Chicago. They said, you ain't going anywhere. You're going to stay right here, and we're going to –
he's going to put up numbers either way because it's Allen Robinson.
It's just so sad because shout out to A-Rob.
Did you see what I just threw in the group chat the other day? I was just like, Allen Robinson is a top 5 wide receiver.
Yeah,
I believe that Allen Robinson is a top 5.
I'll say top 10, but I'm not even mad at you for that because the guys had Blake Bortles and Nick Foles.
And he's good with them.
Yeah.
Imagine if he had a fucking good-ass quarterback.
Exactly. He's
insane, bro. He makes catches that he should not ever catch because his quarterbacks suck.
Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of quarterbacks here that are the opposite, where they don't have a lot of weapons and they're making everyone look good. So, you know, there's that opposite there. And to see a weapon still succede with a shit quarterback, that's definitely impressive. So
that's why I say he's top 5. He just makes him look
I'm not even mad at you for saying that at all. Definitely. And so we have the Maria Chaka hired as the NFL's first Black woman official. Shout out, another amazing woman in sports in a position that has predominantly been dominated by men and now is breaking those barriers and continuing to see more and more females out there doing amazing things. And they don't just deserve to be supported, but empowered. So we're here to not just support females, but empower females and continue to support alongside them from afar. Always, you know, no matter who's out there doing amazing things. Shout out to you guys, some powerful women out there. I think it's fabulous. So we got Top Shop. I'm going to say this real quick. NBA Top Shop. Have you heard of this?
It's the card stuff, right?
Top Shot. Yeah, Top Shot. So yeah. It's not even cards. It's a virtual moment. It's almost like it's a virtual moment online.
Like a picture,
it's like a video, and you technically own a right to that or something along those lines. And it can eventually go from like a normal thing to like gold or whatever, and the value goes up. So it's all theoretical in a sense. It's very interesting, and the value is. They've been making a lot of money, and now to even
treat it like you're trading stocks.
It's like trading cards and trading stocks with. It's just very interesting. So, but it costs a lot of money to get in now, and there's a long wait list there to even get into this shit. But Now NFL's looking at potentially doing it because of the success, and the WNBA, which I think is going to be the first to do it. So
That's wild.
yeah, this is now becoming a thing. I just wanted to inform everyone about that. If you're a card trader or you're interested in it, check it out. But I think it might be a little too late because now it's just a crazy amount of rather money to get in or a wait list to get in for certain packs and stuff. It's just crazy how much it's blown up so quickly. So we'll move away from sports. And we're going to talk about Papa John.
Bro, did you fucking see this shit?
Oh, yeah, I saw this shit. This was bad. Papa John looked like he was sweating. He looked like he was trying so hard not to say that word in that interview alone. And when he said that he spent the last 20 months trying to take that away from his vocabulary, how racist are you?
20 months?
Did you go to rehab for this? Like, how racist are you? And how much do you say this on a daily basis?
Dude, it was like, are you like, I couldn't help but laugh because
I was
like,
astonished.
what the fuck is going on?
And he was upset that people were painting him in that light, and he was sitting there just baffled that
I can't
believe that. I mean, he couldn't even believe that he was done like that. Like he was done dirty. And then he starts to say, "I've been spending the last 20 months with this." I literally sat there and was like, "This guy did not just say that right now." It's been 2 years, and do you have like Tourette's? You like wake up and it's just like, and you just say these words for no reason. I don't even.
I don't understand how it took him so fucking like
Papa.
He still can't get rid of it, bro. Like he wanted to say it the whole time.
It looked like he was sweating. He had like the veins on his forehead just popping out. Like I have to say it. Do you mind if we pause very quickly so I could say it and we can go back to it? Because all I need is 5 seconds. Just pause. Let me get this out real quick, and you can hit play again. Is that cool? And he looks at the producer. The guy goes, "Whoa." I literally cannot believe this, bro. This was the funniest thing I've seen all week, but also the most messed up thing that I've seen all week.
Yeah, it's so fucked up, but it's like it's funny because it's like what the fuck?
I'm not sure what this link is, but I'll check this out when we get off.
Don't bring it on live. Don't bring it on live.
It says story. It says story, so I'm sure it's very interesting. I'm gonna go check it out. And that was Charles and Jason Montu. Shout out to you, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. We appreciate it. So we got Jeff Bezos. His ex-wife marries a teacher in Seattle. Talk to me about this.
Bro, it's just one of those funny things I see on Twitter. It's just trending news one day, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So Jeff Bezos, you know who Jeff Bezos is, right?
I think everybody does.
Yeah. All right. So he's the Amazon guy, right? Like that's what Jeff Bezos is known for. And he's worth like 53 or like probably twice as much as that, $1 billion, $100 million, something crazy like that. And so like he got a divorce from his wife. She has like won the settlement and got like $53 million and then married like her kid's like teacher or some shit after the fact.
And Charles says, "Thanks, bro. That's what's up. We appreciate you, man. Yeah, keep hanging with us, bro. We appreciate it."
And Jeff Bezos is like, he was like, yeah, he's actually a really good guy.
So let me correct you on here. Jeff Bezos is worth $193 billion.
Way off.
My God.
Way off. I am
193 billion. This guy is one of the biggest
she's
fish
probably
out
worth
there.
like she's probably worth at least 53 billion. Look her up.
That guy is going to have the best school supplies you have ever seen.
Bro, he could quit teaching right now if he wanted to. He's married to her.
But why not make this the ride of a lifetime for his students then? Like, we're not using a projector. We're not using PowerPoint. I'm going to bring live speakers for you every single day. We're going to have motivational speaker at the beginning of class. I'm getting everybody a latte when you come in. We're gonna have multiple. We're gonna
get everybody a latte.
We're gonna have a masseuse.
It's gonna be sitting on your desk.
We're having a masseuse in the back.
Pass around a clip. You're gonna pass around a clipboard. You're gonna pass around a clipboard and with each child's name and tell them to write down their Starbucks.
And it's gonna be a computer class, and one kid's gonna try to go to Amazon, right, to go and buy something, and they won't be able to because it's blocked because he's so salty about his ex-husband. I'm dead. LOL. Yeah, hell yeah. So Jeff Bezos, I'm dead. That's so funny, man. Yeah. So I mean, shout out to his wife for finding love. Shout out for his wife or ex-wife for finding love.
She's got it set, bro. She found love.
That teacher has it set, my friend. He just came up.
That's what I'm saying, bro. He benefits the most out of all of this. I don't know.
And don't forget about the kids. And don't forget about the lattes, my friend. So we have Burger King with the worst tweet of the year.
This is going to go down as one of the worst tweets of 2021. I swear to God. So, it got canceled so fast. It was so funny.
The thing is, it didn't get canceled fast enough because they were like responding to people that were very blatantly telling them this is bad, take it down, and they were doubling
it up, and they were responding.
They were responding, doubling down to try and explain what they meant there. So I'm pulling it up for everybody. Let's see. Do you remember what it was verbatim?
It was
it was women belong in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Straight up women belong in the kitchen. First off,
great idea.
Never been acceptable for us to say, usually to a friend or a wife, to say this publicly on your social media page with a social media team of that magnitude. That is so shocking. You are
on Twitter and you said something and you're like, I'm stupid. I didn't know that.
No, this guy woke up and chose violence that day. That's what he did. He said, "You know,
I don't know what his dude. He's
funny. You know what I feel like doing today? I feel like offending women across the world. That's what I feel like doing today.
Wasn't it on?
And not just that, yeah. And I'm gonna say, fuck my job at the same time. I can't wait to kill two birds with one stone today and get fired and offend every woman that has a Twitter account. Shout out to you. You are
not only every woman, dude. Everybody was attacking it. Everybody was pissed.
Charles says epic. Yeah, it's just so dumb. Like, how stupid can you be?
And they tried to back it up. They're like, "Well, there's only."
This leads me to my second conversation. When's the last time you had Burger King?
I mean, every once in a while, I get a craving for like.
When's the last time you've eaten Burger King?
Oh, a long time, at least over a year. But every once in a while, I'll get an itching for some of their chicken fries. Those are like, I'll get an itch for one time. It'll be like,
I feel that he's having to burn this motherfucker down. He said, "I'm airing this bitch out today. You all get lured today." That's what I'm doing today. Yo, that's just so fucking. He said, "That's so funny." So Burger King, man, you already kind of fighting an uphill battle after the chicken fries kind of tapered off there. McDonald's kind of dominates. Wendy's kind of dominates. Carl's
always will dominate.
Carl's, Jack in the Box, Culver's, In-N-Out. I feel like all these places.
I'm glad you know about Jack in the Box, bro. I didn't know
what a Jack in the Box
was. We got them in Tennessee. Tennessee. But I didn't know you had them.
Yeah, I got them everywhere. And if they're
not Whataburgers out there in LA, that's
the thing. I was going to tell you, if it's not in LA, everything's in Arizona because it's so cheap there. So when I lived there and went to Arizona State, I had a Whataburger. It wasn't like on campus; it was attached to it, like right on the outside. So all you had to do was walk. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd get that like chicken tender sandwich.
Whataburger.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped that they knew I knew what Culver's was too. Because shout out to Arizona, also had a Culver's. So that's where they had Raising Cane's was there. In-N-Out was. I mean, they had everything there. So I was able to experience all these.
I've never had Raising Cane's, but I've heard
it's fucking phenomenal. I'm going to tell you that straight up right now. Cane's is absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, Burger King, man. To wrap that up, shit, you didn't do better. Do better. Yeah, you gotta do better. Like, bad timing too with National Women's Month. Yeah, absolutely not.
What an idiot! Like that guy had to have gotten fired. He had to.
And yes, I am in Cali. I'm in Los Angeles, Burbank to be exact. So if you're in Cali, let me know. I'm vaccinated as of today, and will be double vaxxed as of 3 weeks. Still gonna keep it safe, but I will smoke a blunt with you for sure from afar. I'll make sure I roll one for you. I'll roll one for me. So, yeah, bro. What about Bojangles?
Oh, bro,
That's one that I've heard of but haven't tried personally.
Bojangles hits so hard. You get their like cheese drizzled over your biscuit, bro.
Ooh. Nothing's worse than a Popeyes. Popeyes biscuits are so good, but you literally are tasting a dry rock.
Tallahassee's. I want a cookout. Have you ever heard of a cookout?
I've not heard of a cookout. Inform me. Please educate me. Chick-fil-A stays winning. There's a Chick-fil-A on my way to work like a mile away. I swear to God, they have a whole city there every single day. It's like in and out here. For some reason, people will wait an hour or an hour and a half to even be able to get Chick-fil-A. It's absolutely insane. Nah, in Ohio, bro, sounds good. I actually got family in Ohio. My buddy goes to Ohio State, so I'll be out there at some point. Absolutely. Eat it, bro. Got some great interaction, guys. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with us tonight. Everyone in the beginning, everyone now. We're talking so many topics. If you missed, go watch the replay. Everything on YouTube, everything on Twitch, on Twitter, Facebook. We really appreciate that, guys. It's still on Periscope, too. And really quick, just to remind everybody, go gamble on mybookie.ag with code USN100. Double your first deposit. You'll be able to get $50 all the way to $1,000, doubled with a sign-up bonus. Sportsbook, casino, live betting. Go do your March Madness gambling on there, guys. So we're going to move right into our next topic here, and that's the stimulus checks. Talk money to me, baby. Talk money to me. Talk money to me, Caleb. Yes.
Assuming you're getting $1,400 yourself.
Why wouldn't I?
Okay, just making sure, because that's what I'll be getting.
I'm a single American, just like you, my friend.
We're good to go. It's nice. You can pay some things, have some extra cash to spend on other shit. I'm excited. It's cool.
Yeah.
Savings account, like the other third. Move some things around. Look good.
I need this stimmy check for sure, 100%. So give me this stimmy check. Not that I need it to survive necessarily. But I'd like it for some comfort. I'd like a little extra money, and it'd be nice to have. Get me a little.
I just didn't want to be like, yeah, I'm using my stimulus on, whatever the fuck I want to.
Shout out Charles for hanging out with us tonight. Shout out, of course. But yeah, so stimulus checks are coming, guys. I saw that there was also some other stuff there too for children. So anyone that has a family, lots of money here. Yeah, and it's funny because I'm going to tell you this real quick. I pay a lot of fucking money to live in Los Angeles. I'm born and raised in California, so I know what I got here. I don't ever want to leave again. I've already went to Arizona, way cheaper. If I wanted to stay, I would have stayed. But the difference of $1,400 in California in comparison to Arizona or like in Iowa or somewhere out
Florida, bro.
Florida, it is so astronomically different. I just want to put that in perspective there because it's funny to hear politicians say how this will last people X amount of time, like people making these projections. And I'm like, do you not account for the fact that my rent is X amount every single month? Do you know how much I'm paying? And then I can just imagine someone what I'm paying for like a couple months lasts for a year, and that they're balling out on that. The pandemic wasn't so bad. So, I mean, California, it's fucking expensive, man. But, I mean, I love being here. So,
I know it's expensive, but, I mean.
$1,400 feels like it's not that much here, which is so.
And jobs are out there that are here, but you just make more money doing them because the living style is that much more.
Mm-hmm. It all evens out. It's like, even if you make more money, if you make more money in another state, and then you talk about no state income tax and all this shit too elsewhere. So it's all boring if you don't want to hear us talk about it. We're smoking. We're smoking weed. Let's talk about some more fun. So
where's the good shit?
Yeah. So you know what we're talking about. You know what we're fucking talking about.
I just looked at the outline and I was like, oh shit.
So we do have some ladies in here right now. I know we got some in here. And if you're a guy in here, you're going to keep hanging with us. And if not, if your girlfriend's in the other room and she was like, why you keep watching those two guys smoke and talk about all this shit? You're going to say, babe, come here. and I got a glass of wine for you, and you're going to listen to why I watch these two guys talk about this shit, because we have a Bachelor segment for you, led by my brother Caleb. So tell me what's going on in Bachelor Universe, Bachelor Paradise. I'm so very curious.
We got fantasy sweet nights. So pretty much we're down to the last three girls.
We're fucking.
Matt is having sex with every single one of them. Obviously, that's what these nights are for. You get a little bit more intimate with each other. You ask the hard questions. Obviously.
Did you just say hard question?
Yeah. Well, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to.
That was good though. No, I liked it. I didn't know if you meant that one to check.
No, it's good. It's good for TV.
That's good though.
It's fun.
Win.
But yeah, so Matt, he first goes on his first fantasy suite night with Michelle, the teacher. And they go on a Pennsylvania spa date where they like melt butter and sit in a bath of milk with each other in like white like boxers and in lingerie or underwear or whatever.
That's sensual.
And they're like pouring oil all over each other and massaging. And and then they go on their date and then they go back to the fantasy suite where they obviously cameras roll off and nobody gets to see what goes on during that time, and it's more intimate and questions are asked and they have sex. Obviously, it's just one of those things. And that's pretty much Michelle's. And then the second girl to go is Bree, and he takes her camping. She thinks she's going to be spending the night out there instead of like in a nice hotel room.
Right.
And so she's like a little freaked out at first, but then they end up going back and like having dinner, and then they go on their fantasy suite night. After Bree is Rachel, so the girl who fucking planet Earth with her face from an airplane. You remember her?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So like she's the last one to go, and she's like freaking out. She has so much anxiety because the other two girls went first, and she like knows that he's like having sex with them and being intimate with them and things of that nature. And so she's like freaking out, and she like calls him to the side early on in their date. They go pottery making, and she's like, "I need to talk to you. I just don't know if it's right or whatever, because I'm just so scared about you going with two other girls and being intimate with them." Like,
there's always one. There's always one.
Yeah, but listen. So they talk that out, and then he's like, "I understand," and like he like grabs this girl, he's like obviously likes this chick more. He's like grabbing on her and like trying to go in for a kiss when she's not ready and shit of that nature. And like he's just very forward with it when it comes to Rachel. And that, and they do their fantasy suite night as well. They have dinner, have fantasy suite night. And eventually he sends Bree home. So now it's down to.
You remember my distaste for the.
Oh, I forgot to tell you though. He talks to his dad. His dad comes there, and his dad like cheated on his mom multiple times, and his mom left his dad and like took him with her and things of that nature. So like he like talked to his dad about commitment issues because of that, and like they kind of started to build a relationship off that, which was cool to see. Cool. You love moments like that, so that was nice. It was kind of real, but at the end of the episode, there was like a moment where we don't know how this is going to end because Matt is like breaking down, crying next to Chris Hansen, like outside the mansion or where they're at, and he doesn't know if he can go on. He's like clearly upset, like really crying. So we'll see what happens next week. Next week's the finale. So you guys turn into that. And then, after The Bachelor, we got probably Bachelor in Paradise or Bachelorette. I don't know which one's next, but I'm obviously going to be tuning in because I am doing it for the show. So no matter what it is, we always got to have some type of Bachelor.
We're doing it for you ladies, and we're doing it for you gentlemen out there that are watching it. Don't even worry.
Yeah, we'll do it.
We see you.
We'll do it.
Phenomenal job, Caleb, per usual. We're going to talk about Justice League. As you know, the Justice League.
This is your thing. I didn't see this.
As you know, the Justice League that aired was ass. It was really bad. And a lot of people commented after the fact saying that they all knew it was bad and no one felt the courage to step up and say it because of the circumstances. So I don't know this verbatim, so don't quote me completely on stuff, but I know Christian kind of filled me in. So the original director dealt with a terrible family tragedy. I'm pretty sure it was his child that committed suicide. So it was so bad to a point where he had to walk away mid-film, right? And already directed part of this, and they had to bring in somebody else to complete the film. And so the beginning of the film was a completely different vibe than the end of the film. And they kind of just meshed them together and it didn't work out. And that's why the product wasn't really well received. But now I guess he pressed and pressed and pressed until he was able to do what they call the Snyder Cut, where it's the full movie done by this guy. I haven't seen it, but it's apparently much darker and it's apparently much more twisted and more consistent, obviously, throughout. It wasn't changed as much. So I haven't seen it. It's something that I do want to see now that I'm more educated on the circumstances. So it definitely sounds pretty intense. And that this movie, especially since he completed it afterwards, probably was really dark and really twisted. And he was very into it and passionate about finishing this project that he had to walk away from and saw somebody else mess up. So the fact that it leaked early is a storyline there. I'm not sure when they were planning to release it, but it dropped on HBO Plus, or HBO Max. So we're going to talk about WandaVision right now. If anybody's a WandaVision fan that's still watching, please comment in here. We're going to talk about this one for a little bit. So it's been a crazy show. It wrapped up, and the finale was really well received by some. Some people thought it was kind of a letdown. I want to hear your reaction first before I give mine.
I liked it. I didn't mind it at all. There's a lot of Easter eggs if you were able to catch them. It's interesting how they go about it. Obviously White Vision coming into it, kind of messed things up. And seeing the book that Agatha brought out was interesting, which is like I forget what the book is actually called, but it's like proved to be like one of the worst books in all of everything, with all demons and devils and shit. Right. And so crazy. And it starts off and it's all about family, and then eventually she draws the hex down and like starts releasing things, and her son starts disappearing, Vision starts disappearing in those little blocks, and it's pretty wild because it's just all a creation of her. That's what she created. She just created the whole town. She took control of them all, and
figments of her imagination.
Yeah, but like in that book, you see like a little bit of things towards Doctor Strange. So this is obviously going to tie in towards the multi-universe type things. I think she's going to be involved in that movie or series or whatever they decided to do with Doctor Strange after the first movie. Because I know they're making a movie first, but it's definitely going to tie into that somehow. There's a lot of just different things. It's crazy how I want to know how Wanda was able at the end to fake the fact that she was stealing what's her name's powers. Harkless, what's her name?
Yeah, Agatha.
Agatha Harkness's power. I don't know how that happened, but it's interesting to kind of think about and see where we lead. Obviously, we got the Winter Soldier and Falcon next, so that'll be cool to watch as well. I'm looking forward to that. And then there's been rumors as well about what is Romanov's name? I forget what her superhero name is. Agent Romanov, the redheaded chick played by Scarlett.
I have no idea. I'm late to the party. You know more than I do, but I got.
It's all right. No, you're good. You're good. Yeah. So I forget her name, her superhero name. I don't know why I'm blanking right now, but I am. But yeah, she's rumored to have a movie coming out too. So it's good. She's like the chick that's like you've seen like Endgame and shit like that, like the Avengers. Yeah. She's like the karate.
I know what you're talking about. I have no idea what her name is or anything like that. But yeah, I think so. I personally thought that it was pretty wild, but at the same time, definitely thought that they hyped it up a lot. They hyped up Paul Bettany, who plays Vision, hyped up this scene with himself. I thought way too much.
They apparently changed it.
Yeah, I wasn't so I expected more. That's the thing. I guess if you're looking at it from an introspective point of view, it was a stimulating conversation. It was trippy and
But it makes you make you have to watch the next one because they're all going to
right.
tie
But
into
I
it.
don't know. I just expected more, I guess. And then they also were discussing these cameos and nobody came. There was no Doctor Strange, no Magneto, no
There's just
Professor
hints to
X.
it though, so it's like what's going to
Right.
happen in the next season or the next like
Right. And,
series
and
that
and
they
you
put
can
out.
see at the end there she was a regular person in the front of the house, like cleaning and reading or whatever, and then she was in the back studying that book, and you were able to live two lives at once, and that's what I'm pretty sure Doctor Strange was able to do, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
mean, Marvel's smart. I mean, there's a bunch of things where you can point back to previous, movies in the
Right.
Marvel
And
comics,
and they're gonna keep doing these side stories for all these people too. So
and I mean,
that's
they're
so
all
much
the same
coming.
actors too. I mean, you think about it, the Winter Soldier and Falcon are the same actors that were in the Avengers. Like it's the
Yeah.
same thing, and they're keeping them all very
Yeah,
relevant. So
it's
you have
great.
no other choice but to watch them because you got to keep up with the storyline.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
yes, it's
So so
addicting.
speaking of Avengers Endgame, that was the all-time highest grossing movie. And now Avatar, the new Avatar might pass that. It has 5.5 million in pre-sale tickets, and it would need 7 million to take the crown in that
It's
category.
going to be in theaters.
I believe so. I mean, clearly with the pre-sale tickets, but I don't know. I think I'm going to bring up this side of it to me where I think it's so big because so many people are anticipating wanting to go back to doing real life things. So this is the first big thing being promoted. So I won't say everybody because a lot of people are still, extremely worried about the pandemic and still going about it. But
All
certain
right.
people that want to go back to real life or don't believe in the pandemic in a certain light, these people are extra hyped. So do you think that? Because at the same time, too, I think maybe it evens out because of the other people that are too scared to even go back to a movie. So I think maybe it's not as big as maybe I was originally thinking. But what do you think? Do you think it's because people are extra hyped to see this? Do you think it's because Avatar just carries that much weight? Because I didn't think Avatar would be bigger than Endgame.
I mean, I didn't think so either, but then you imagine what the first one got and what the first one was able to achieve and how everybody loved it. People just got burnt out on it because they watched it so many times. That's the only
Yeah,
reason why, because it was that good of a movie. That's the type of
right.
movie you watch over and over again that you just burn yourself out on it. I do
Yeah,
that with Inception. Like I can't watch Inception anymore because I'm like, I know it's gonna happen. I've already figured it out. Like I've dove into this so many times just to
right.
figure it out. I already know.
Inception is such a good movie.
It's such a good movie. Once you have
Yeah,
it figured out, you're like, oh my god, like
right.
this could actually fucking happen. It's kind of crazy, but
Yeah. So we got Paramount Plus that launched this week. Another one with Peacock and Disney Plus, HBO Max. You have Paramount Plus. You see more and more of these companies sectioning off their own shows, making the subscription based. Are you a fan of the new subscription based system that we live in, or do you like everything being more
I
inclusive?
mean, you have to do it because of the
Right.
situation. People just stay home now. Like that's what they're accustomed to, and more people are going to stay home, and you kind of got to take that into effect.
And you have
Uh,
rights to these shows. So if you had your own
right,
platform, you can pull them like a lot of these guys
right.
are doing.
Yeah, it's fine. I just think that's what the case is going to be.
Yeah.
It's kind of like e-commerce when it comes to like shopping. More people are shopping online right now instead of going into stores and things of that nature. So it's just the type of world we live in right now. Eventually, hopefully, we're out of it. So I mean, that's I can see where they're coming from.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Absolutely. I think it's smart if you have the resources and have the shows, make your own thing for sure. Why let other people profit off it if you can just kind of keep it to yourself? So we're
Mhm.
going to go back to a little bit of sports very quickly. Blake Griffin to the Nets. What do you think about this one? For a bag of potato chips and a high five, that's what they signed him for. I think it's interesting. I do think he's going to start playing harder. I think you're going to start seeing him dunk again. All of a sudden, he's back because he stopped caring in Detroit and wanted to kind of do this. But that's
I
me.
think I think you will at the start, but
Yeah.
then at some point it's gonna be like okay, like it doesn't.
Well, he's not a star by any means. This is a role player signing for me. It was sixth man at best. At best.
No, I don't even think that's a possibility.
At best, yeah. Like if that would be his
I don't find
ceiling.
that reality. I don't find that reality at all.
Yeah, but again, I agree. I think maybe the seventh, eighth man off the bench is more realistic for sure. But we'll see what he's able to do. And we got March Madness. We already told you guys to go gamble on mybookie.ag with code USN100. You'll see it going right down there the whole time. But are you pumped for March Madness? You're my college guy here. I know you love it. Florida State is a basketball school. So what do you think?
It's all right. We've been sucking down the stretch, so I don't want to get too hyped up on my team. We went
Yeah.
1-2 in our last 3 games, and that's not good heading into the ACC tournament. But if we could turn it on here, it'd be good. We've got the weaker side of the conference tournament there, so that's nice. I'm hoping to be a 4 seed instead of a 5 seed. I don't want to be in Gonzaga's bracket at all, so that's a little short spill on where I would want Florida State to be. But we'll see. If we win the ACC tournament, we'll definitely move into a 4 seed. Right now, we're probably sitting at about a 5. So Virginia's got the tougher path. They're the 1 seed, so I'm kind of glad we got the 2 seed.
Right.
So, we'll see. Maybe Leonard Hamilton's a genius and just playing this the whole time. Like, don't even really try. Just go out there and just get up some shots. You know, like just get out some shots. Yeah, if you don't, you don't. Fuck it. So smart on some cases. I don't know. But it works out for us. Miami's on a tear right now. They just beat another team in the ACC tournament, so that's cool. But March Madness, we'll all know the field by Sunday, man. And I think we're going to be doing an Unwrapped thing for it.
Yeah, we're gonna have a bracket. We're also gonna have a show about it. I know Amber was talking about that too, so definitely tune in for all that. I'd love to do a Keep It in Blunt bracket, so we'll put that out there on our Twitter. See if any of the people that watch the show want to jump in with our link, maybe do it with us. That could be really fun. So we're gonna move on from that, and very quickly, if you do love what we do, and we love you, don't you ever think that we don't. We love the shit out of you. You're gonna go to patreon.com/unwrapped sports. Show us some support. If you can afford $1 a month, we don't give perks here, but that's $12 for the year. Buy us a meal. Show us that you love us. Unwrapped family, $5 here is once you start seeing perks. You got $10 off our Teespring shop where you can get apparel. That's teespring.com/store/unwrapped. And you have access to our 24/7 Discord chat where we're talking gambling, sports. It's just gotten started. So right now it's just getting popping. So come in, be a part of it, and hang out with us. And the VIP, you get everything that we just said before, but it's 20% off for all of our apparel. And you also get entered into an Amazon card $10 giveaway for both those $5 and $10 tiers. For the $10 tier, you get entered into a giveaway for a jersey every month or a signed memorabilia piece. Right now, last month it was a Keenan Allen signed jersey. This month it's a David Montgomery signed jersey. We're going to get a different sport for you guys next month. If that's basketball, if that's baseball, we're going to figure out which one we go with, but don't you worry. We're going to have a great one there as well. So again, David Montgomery signed jersey. If you go sign up for the $10 tier at patreon.com/unwrapped sports, we really appreciate your support on that one. This month with March Madness too, if you sign up for MyBookie, like we've been saying throughout the show, and you send us a snapshot that you signed up with our code USN100, you're in that David Montgomery giveaway.
Oh, that's shit.
Just for this month, if you send us a snapshot that you signed up with our code for any amount, $50 and up, and they'll double it for you right there. You get $50. They'll give you another $50 right there. You get entered in that David Montgomery giveaway along with the people.
I'm gonna have to use one of my old emails back in the day and sign up again.
Same thing. So that's it for Patreon. We appreciate all of you guys' support on that. We want to wish a happy 81st birthday to Mr. Chuck Norris. Funny dude. I mean, it's 81. I can't believe
he's 81, bro.
I can't believe he's 81.
I did not believe that old.
Yeah, I can't believe he's 81.
He's that old? That's crazy.
Time is flying, man. Time is flying. The people that we watched growing up are getting old as hell. So it's just a wild time. Shout out Chuck Norris. And we got one fun one to end on here. We're always the highest at the last topic, and we left a very trippy one for you guys to end it out with. So Sony files a patent. And this doesn't mean that they're doing it. It just means that they've taken the idea seriously enough to patent it so that their competitors wouldn't get whiff of this and start it themselves. But they've ran a patent to turn household items into PlayStation controllers. And I read this, and always I'm high, and thought, I can't believe what I'm reading right now. I need to read into this article more. What is this headline? And immediately I saw pictures of bananas, stuff like that. And he has something that's sensible. You have a laptop thing, but they're talking like bananas, oranges, loaves of bread, stuff like that. So I'm tripping, these kids playing PlayStation, double fisting bananas, and homeboy's got a loaf of bread, and they're swinging these around the room. And it's because PlayStation said this would be a way to enhance the experience virtually with VR and all these different things without making it some expensive edition that they have to come buy from Sony.
So does the TV like read it, or like what reads it? The PlayStation reads it, or like I'm trying to figure out how they'll know.
Exactly. I'm sure there'll be different sensors that you'd rather have to, if that's
you have to like poke it in the fruit. Like
I don't know if you have to poke it. I don't know if that's a QR code. I don't know if that's a chip. Like I don't know where they're gonna go with this, but somehow, and I don't know, like why would you make a banana, which was their main example? Why would you?
Why is that your?
Why would you make that a controller? Don't bananas go bad rather quickly? So how long can you have this controller for? This banana that you've been playing with.
You have to go get a new one. You have to go get a new one next week.
That's so weird. I'm trying to think of this, and I like it because I want to do weird shit. But like the other side of me, the realistic side of me, is sitting here saying like why are we going down this route?
You don't need to do that.
Why are we going? Yeah, we're trying too hard now to make this a fully inclusive experience. I think we're trying.
No need for that.
You can eat the banana, and then you can pick up your controller and come play PlayStation. But the fact that was their main,
what if I'm hungry? What if I'm hungry while I'm playing video games and I want the banana that I'm playing?
You're eating your analog stick. You only have eight X left. Every other button you've eaten.
Your XP keeps going down every time you take a bite of your banana.
I'm sorry, I'm hungry. I'm hungry, and then at that point, you don't have any controller left, and you just have to go to sleep and revisit.
Oh fuck, that game sucks. Like
you just gotta find the next fruit that you can make a controller because it's a new day. But
I think I would go with a peach. I would go with a peach. I think a peach would be pretty strong.
You know what I'd go for, my friend?
A lemon?
A pear, just like my name. And with that, we're going to sign off here and tell you exactly where you can find me at Harry Aston's right here. Never know what direction. And you can see right underneath Caleb right there at CHS Knoll. We very much appreciate you guys hanging out with us every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. You can see right below, Keep It Blunt, every Wednesday. We appreciate everything that you guys were saying in the comments today. We love the feedback. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. We're everywhere. So please go check us out. Unwrappedsports.com, Unwrapped Sports on Twitter, Instagram, and go subscribe to our YouTube. Please also subscribe to the Keeping It Blunt YouTube. I know Caleb created that for us. That was also another destination that you could have watched us on tonight. So Keeping It Blunt on there. We're going to be doing some clips and putting them on there in smaller forms. We'll title them so you guys can watch different segments of the show throughout the week. We think that's going to be a great way to kind of chop up, since we do so much on the show and talk about such a variety of things, to give you guys little snippets and deliver it to you guys that way. So again, I had a great time, brother. I thought this was a phenomenal show and got to talk about a large range of things, and everybody that was in the comments is my favorite people around. So shout out to you guys. I got vaccinated today. I'm opening up the restaurant that I run on Friday. So I've been obviously the guy there and been running around doing photo shoots and soft openings and VIP things, and it's been just a fucking roller coaster of the last couple of weeks. So I'll be opening up on Friday. That's a life accomplishment for me. I'm pumped. So we're gonna keep riding these wins right now. Me and Caleb been doing well, ever since that 1 week that me and him felt like the world was crashing around us. I think we bounced back pretty well. So Caleb, any last words for the Keeping It Blunt fam before we sign off until next Wednesday?
Couldn't have said any better myself, my friend. I appreciate coming on with you always, my brother. Just love getting high. I'm high as shit right now. I had a great time. So this is awesome. I could appreciate you more, man. We are just on such a high right now. We're gonna keep growing. Like Perry said, go follow us on YouTube at Keeping It Blunt. It's pretty simple right there. You'll find us with our logo that we have on Twitter as well.
Right. Also, our Twitter,
So
keeping it _blunt. Go on there.
there you go. There you go.
Trippy videos and all types of stuff on there. We appreciate all the love on our Twitters personally, but also the keeping it _blunt Twitter. It's
can't leave out the show, Perry. Come on, man. Like this is one of like the most important thing out of all this. You just
exactly
skip it over it.
So you guys,
you're good.
Please stay safe out there, guys. Stay high. Let us know what we can do for you throughout the week. Message us. Interact with our poll up. We didn't do one this week, but we're going to be doing one coming up. And we just reformatted the show a little bit today. So we're going to keep making tweaks. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't, and keep commenting. We love that interaction, guys. Go subscribe to our YouTubes and keep it blunt. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Keep it blunt, guys.